Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Reality TV Africa, and over here we love everything reality TV, baby. Okay, so I'm back with another review of Real Housewives of Nairobi season 2 episode 5. I was trying to remember the episode. That's when my eyes were just going like, oof, how far have we gone? Episode 5, guys. Can you believe? Now, a lot happened in this episode, but I'm just gonna first start with a rating, as I always do. And guys, please chime in with your rating below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought of this episode. Tell me, just give me your thoughts. Rate the episode. Tell me anything I may have missed. Comment, like, share, subscribe, guys, so that I can keep doing these videos and it can let people know that I'm over here on YouTube doing this damn thing, okay? Right, so let's get into it. My rating. This episode had, I think now the ladies are sort of now forming, their friendships, their alliances. You can tell who's gravitating towards who more. The new lady, Rejah, is now officially in the mix and she's forming her own opinion of the ladies. So I'll give the episode an 8. I'll give it an 8. Because it had a lot of layers, it had a lot of movement, the scenes made sense, and yeah, okay, let's just get into it. Let's get into it already, right? So we opened the episode with I think Dr. C went to meet Vera at Vera's divorce shoot, but Vera wasn't there, so Dr. C is now acting as Vera's manager. I really thought that was just a flippant conversation that she had with Vera when they were at Mine's event. But apparently, I guess they're taking it a bit more seriously, and Dr. C is actually going to be managing Vera, and they're testing it out and trying it out. So Dr. C rocks up to the shoot and introduces herself to the photographer as Vera's manager. And you can see that the manager is even laughing. He's like, aren't you like Vera's castmate? Because by now we're in season 2, everybody in Nairobi knows Dr. C and the cast of the Real Houses of Nairobi. So I'm sure he's a bit thrown off by, okay, she's managing her, or is this a thing for TV? Anyways, he indulges her and Vera is running late, but she shows up. And yeah, as she's getting ready, I guess they're talking with Dr. C, and Dr. C is just telling her how she appreciated her method of talking to Zena. But for me, I was like, Dr. C feels a bit like you're sucking up, kinda, because you should be calling out Vera for the fact that she brought the mistress allegations to the group, which you had told her about in private. But now you're even complimenting her, which is like, okay, fine, I guess you want to keep the peace. She tells Vera that Vera would make a good pastor's wife, which is like, girl, we know Vera is not about that life. Vera is about, the badankadank, being out and, getting that bag, using her, her voluptuous looks. She does that quite well. So I know Dr. C is trying to take the mentor role and, teach her how to, make money and not be so raunchy. But Vera's brand is raunchy. Vera's brand is, she says, classy, ratchet, clutchet. Well, Dr. C, just help her make the money the way she knows how to make the money. Because you're trying to tell her, oh, don't take pictures that are whatever, raunchy. Your kids will see them when they get older. And Vera is very clear about the fact that her kids are Gen Z. By the time they grow older, they're going to have seen so much more than their mom's bum out on the internet. So I guess that's her way, that's her method. She's good with it, and that's that. Then we see Farah go to visit Zena at her clinic. It's called Zella Aesthetics, where they do, non-invasive cosmetics treatments and just skin treatments, and it's a spa, like spa clinic. Yeah, and she's getting like some treatment, and they're just chilling and catching up. And one thing I like about Farah, her shade is not, you have to be keen to catch her shade. When she talked about she's been to spas like this in Miami, and the aesthetics are very different. She kind of alluded to the fact that it doesn't give what it's supposed to give. That's what I got. Unless I read it wrong or heard it wrong, that's kind of what I got. And this, obviously, she was giving this shade in her confessionals, not in scene, okay? So she's, yeah, they're catching up, and she's getting her IV put in, and she's asking Zena, do you have a license? And of course, she's asking the right questions. For someone who's gonna get treatments, you need to know that they're legit and they're good for you, because Farah is the kind of person who will go to a restaurant and carry her own meal plan and food. She will not eat out of her meal plan. We saw that when they went to Karura with Zena. I think it was episode 1 or 2. Yeah, so she's very careful about what she puts into her body, and she's very big about fitness. So things like these treatments, she needs to kind of know like what is going into her body. I get it. So they discuss the ladies, and one thing I'll give Zena is she's very smart. She's very discerning. She clocked the fact that these ladies have been discussing her, and the fact that the newbie Rejah even knows about the kidnapping allegations just attests to the fact that they've been discussing her with even the newbie. They've been discussing Zena even with the newbie. So it's, yeah, she's just feeling some type of way about, how these ladies are moving. She's like, they're being pretentious and fake, and they're just, not moving correctly, honestly. One thing I'll also say is these ladies are very supportive of each other. I like the fact that Farah took the time to come to Zena's clinic. She took the time to go to Rejah's shop. Rejah also last episode went to Farah's gym, and actually I've been following Rejah on her socials, and I've been seeing she's still going to Farah's gym and training there. So good stuff. It's just a testament to the fact that these ladies are still cool even off camera, because filming wrapped back in Feb. Yeah, and also the fact that Zena got to promote her, her clinic. She spoke about the treatments that they're there, even in her confessionals. So kudos to her, at least putting her business out there, because Housewives is a big platform. So putting your business out there is very important. And that's one thing I think Dr. C can recognize in Zena, the fact that she's a very business savvy kind of person, just like Dr. C is. Yeah, then Dr. C hosts the ladies to her new palatial home, and they do a tree planting activity. Though Rejah didn't make it, didn't apologize, but I think one of the ladies mentioned to Dr. C that she said she's not feeling well. Anyways, the ladies, do their thing, and then they sit down to get some, food. And it turns out that Dr. C did not cook or have much of a meal for the ladies. She had just snacks like crackers and cheese board and wine. I mean, it looked like the scene was like more later in the day, like afternoon to evening. And I mean, someone like Mine is pregnant, she needs to eat. And so it was just, I think Dr. C should have done a better job of hosting in terms of food. But yeah, the ladies had a hearty conversation. Dr. C revealed a lot. She talked about the fact that how she met her husband, it was an affair. She was engaged to a whole other person who apparently was living out of the country. And so, yeah, and now here she is with her husband 27 or 28 years later. But you see someone like Bine, who's always like looking for something or the other, she's like, so do you cheat on your current husband now? I don't know. I wouldn't pit Dr. C as a cheater, but nobody moves as a cheater. They either are or they're not, and you'll never know until they're caught, right? So I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying Mine is being messy with that confessional. Yeah, it's just, not necessary. Yeah, then the conversations progress, and the funny thing is, okay, Farah's comment seemed seemingly innocent when she said, I admire what you have, Mine, with your husband. Externally, it looks like she mentioned that it looks good externally. Well, okay. Farah, that was a bit of a faux pas, I'll say. in that sense, because you don't know whether it's real or not, or the situation is the situation. I felt like Farah was projecting what happened to her onto Mine and Charles's relationship. However, I'll say this. There's a lot of overtures in terms of Mine and Charles and how they present as a couple. I'll give an example of the last episode or 2 episodes back, when they went to the hotel and there was roses and photo shoot and dinner and dress, and to me, I don't know, I feel like they're overproducing in terms of those kind of scenes. But one thing's for sure is Mine loves her husband and her husband loves Mine. He loves her dirty drawers. That one is for sure. So, yeah, Farah kind of, did a bit of a dig there. But I don't feel like Mine's reaction fit what Farah said. I feel like it was too big of a reaction and too much. I mean, it was like, girl, you came too hard on her. Going for her looks, going for her body in the confessionals. I'm like, Mine, please come up with new shade, new content, as in, yeah, like what else is new? You're gonna talk about how she looks like a man, how she looks, her nose is big, and how she's got muscles. And Farah is a beautiful woman. Her body is like none other, okay? Like abs of, she's sickeningly looks good. Like, guys, I can't even knock on her. She looks so good. So this shade Mine is throwing is just, it's not landing at this point. Girl, come up with something else. Come up with something new. Also, oh my goodness, Mine was shouting so much in Dr. C's house. Dr. C is like, girl, you are shouting and my kid is in this house. I mean, at this point, I was just like, you had them over. Yes, they were loud. But Mine was also a bit obnoxious about it. Even as Dr. C is telling her, you're getting a bit, your levels of volume are going too high. She's like, yeah, I know, I'm loud. She's not even like, oops, I'm sorry, I got loud, let me bring it down a notch. That's the right thing to do as a guest in someone's home. But Mine was not backing down. Anyways, she was heated. They calmed down. I mean, Vera was also shouting when she was announcing the fact that she's hosting a divorce party. So, it got loud all the same, right? Before I close on that scene at Dr. C's house, one thing Dr. C called out is in her confessionals, she was like, why is Mine so defensive when it comes to her marriage? That's a very valid question. And yeah, like I said, her reaction did not fit. To Farah did not fit what Farah said. It was something so... Farah could have explained herself and it could have been like, okay, fine. Because when Farah finally got a chance to explain herself to Rejah, it made sense at that point. But Mine clearly wasn't hearing it because Mine felt like it was an attack or shade on her relationship. Yes, and at the very end when Dr. C tells Zena like, hey, I think we can be cool, we can have each other's backs, and you and I are a lot alike. I was like, well, I guess the business aspect, yes, they are a lot alike. Whether they can have each other's backs is a bit of a reach, only because they're just coming off their drama, which is, I wouldn't trust Dr. C if I was Zena after everything that had played out. But, I mean, I would at least be cordial, which at least Zena is trying because she showed up to her house. Yeah. So, yeah, we see the scene where Rejah meets Farah for lunch, for them to get to know each other a bit more. And what stood out to me in that scene is the fact that Rejah is already not feeling Mine. She calls her fake in the confessionals. And, they talk about just generally the ladies and how the ladies are moving. And Rejah is clear about the fact that she knew about those rumors and allegations about Zena. And, yeah, so... it is what it is at this point. yeah, then we see Dr. C and her dad meet with Vera for lunch. And for me, oh my gosh, literally I was crying. I was crying along with Dr. C and Vera when I watched this scene. Like, just, I don't know, it's just, first I want to say, I love this friendship that they're building between Vera and Dr. C. These two ladies are worlds apart, literally age-wise, the way they've been cultured, the way they've been raised, just their personalities are so different. But it's just it's an anomaly that these two can be friends, because in real life I would never place these two in one room, even as associates. But because of them being on this show, they're getting to know each other. Dr. C says she's met Vera's brother, and now Dr. C is introducing her dad to Vera, and this scene was so endearing to me. Honestly, even just the way they talked about her dad suffering from cancer. Honestly, I don't know how Dr. C is doing it, because it's like at the back of your mind, you know that his days are numbered, you know. You don't know how much longer you have. You don't know when it could take a turn for the worse or take a turn for the better, hopefully. But it's just, cancer is just a horrible, horrible disease that literally takes away your loved one as you watch. So my heart goes out to Dr. C so much. And we could even see Vera was getting emotional, just hearing the relationship between Dr. C and her dad, and how he's suffering from cancer. I don't know what cancer he has, but she's obviously even picturing her dad, and you can see Vera has a very close relationship with her father. She was happy to meet Filippo and just get to know him, how they grew up. And it came out that he was a single dad to Dr. C. I don't know how many siblings Dr. C has. I'm sure she has siblings, but a man from his time being a single dad is literally unheard of. Most men remarry with a quickness. So that is a big up to him as a dad. And I mean, he raised a stellar woman. He raised a solid lady. Dr. C she's an amazing woman. I can speak on it because I've met her, and she's just so lovely, honestly, guys. Yeah, that scene really just pulled at my heartstrings, and I loved it. Yes, and the scene where Farah and Dr. C, along with her daughter Bambino, I guess that's her nickname, they visit Rejah's shop. So yes, I mean, this scene at Rejah's shop, just things went south so fast. I mean, honestly, Dr. C came in, happy to be there, to shop and look around. She wanted to get some things for her daughter. And I guess they were sipping on whatever Rejah had prepared there for them. And then Farah rocks up, and they have a good time. They try on some clothes, and then they sit down to catch up. And I'll say this, Rejah is very discerning. She called out Dr. C for being messy. She called out Binay for being messy. She can tell who the people who are creating the movement and the drama in the group. And yeah, and it was so funny how 1 minute Dr. C is having a good time kicking and laughing with Farah, and even telling her, like, did you notice how Binay will get so defensive? And Farah is even thanking Dr. C for defending her. The next minute they're arguing about Hussein, and Dr. C is so heated. To me, actually the thing that really shocked me is the fact that Dr. C was getting into a full-blown argument with other ladies in a closed space in front of her daughter, which makes me believe the fact that Rejah was saying she was a bit tipsy. I felt like it was true, because I don't think any normal person would wanna behave like that in front of their kid. And the fact that she was even upset at the women shouting in her home, with her kid being there, is a testament to the fact that she's very all about, prim and proper behavior. So getting into an argument in front of your daughter is just weird. and she got out of there so fast. I mean, it was rather funny, honestly. It was rather funny, but nobody's gonna have a perfect day. Let me just say that. It's just that she chose to have her imperfect day on camera. Then we see Dr. C getting ready for Vera's divorce party, and I love this scene so much, guys, because we got to meet Dr. C's husband, and I just hope we'll get to see more and more of him, because so far we're only seeing Mine's husband, and he's even getting confessionals. Are we gonna get a confessional from Dr. Rosa? Guys, this scene was everything for me. The fact that we could see Dr. C being, soft and a wife and a feminine woman listening to her husband, and the advice he gave her was so sound. I mean, guys, I'll say this. Most drama in most of these franchises is based on, you said this and you did this last week or last season or last year. He told her, go into it in the present, deal with what's in the present, not in the past, not in the future. Perfect advice. Great advice. And we saw when Dr. C went for the party, nothing really happened. No dust was kicked up. She had a good time, left when she needed to leave. When she didn't want to be there anymore, she left. Now, let's get into the party. That party, by the way, let me just say, I wish I was there. Vera, please invite me for any of your parties, baby, because I will show up looking the part, okay? Just give me the theme. Unlike Dr. C, who doesn't want to wear any theme this season. She's not coming in any theme. Anyways, we'll let it be, because that's what she's decided. She's not buying a new outfit for any event. Well, the ladies partied it up. First of all, which club is this, guys? I've never seen this club. I have to check it out. I'm gonna gather my girls and we're gonna go check that place out, because hello, which place is this in Nairobi I've never heard of? Anyways, besides the point, that party was everything. Strippers and all. Actually, do you know what? Follow me on my Instagram. I'm gonna repost Vera's BTS reel. What the hell was... Actually, what we got to see on screen was PG. It was a raunchy. There was female strippers, there was male strippers. First of all, guys, did you peep Zana's outfit? Woo, low-key, that thing was raunchy, giving. I mean, she literally had pasties on her nipples, and that's it, and a sheer top. Girl, I like you. You're brave and you're spicy with the looks. At least I know if I invite her for a thing, she'll show up looking the part. Good girl. Anyways, Dr. C decided to run off as the strippers were coming, and Rejah, I don't know, for some reason in the BTS that Vera posted, Rejah looked like she was having a good time. She was, taking pictures and throwing dollar bills on the ladies, on the strippers. But in scene, I think, okay, I feel like, these scenes drag out quite some time, for hours. And you'll find like we get to see 10 minutes of the scene when it's like 4 hours of filming. And this event started quite late. You could see most of them arrived like 11 p.m., 11:30. Kudos to Mine, by the way, for coming that late, pregnant, and she stayed throughout. That scene might have wrapped in the wee hours of the morning, and she's heavily pregnant. But I'll say at least she was in her second trimester. First trimester is usually really crazy and difficult. But all the same, being pregnant is not easy. So kudos to Mine for sticking it out to the end. And yeah, and the shade that, and I told you, Farah has some really good shade. She was shading those bodies of those of those strippers. She's like, the people that I go on stage with for my workout, it's called what? My fitness competitions workout. These strippers don't go to the gym. Well, we tell they have a bit of muscle, but not the kind of muscle that Farah is used to. Anyways, that scene was so refreshing. You could tell Vera and the girls blew off a lot of steam, and they had a good time. And Vera, kudos, you can throw down a party. Okay, girl? Good job. yeah, and I guess that's pretty much the episode, guys. Thank you for sticking it out throughout my review, and chime in your comment in the comment section with whatever you think that I may have missed, or whatever you think that stood out to you. Rate the episode, and yeah, share, subscribe, so that the algorithm can put out my video and push it out to people who are also watching the show. And yeah, I'll keep giving these reviews, and because I have fun, guys. I love reality TV. Okay, so I'll sign off, and I'll put my other social medias in the description box so you can follow my TikTok, my Instagram, and I'm now on Twitter, guys. I succumbed. I'm on X. Alright, guys, I'll say bye for now and see you in my next review. Bye.